Yo, what's up, everybody? Glad you could join us on a nice, peaceful Friday evening. Tonight's match for Week 5, we have Denver Nuggets looking to get their first win against Team Scorch, which is also a very important match for Team Scorch, looking at the playoff race coming up. Denver Nuggets currently sitting at 0-4. I believe they have a bye week coming up, and then Scorch sitting at 2-1. So Group A could get pretty spicy. Right now, there's about 5 teams vying for 4 spots. So, so yeah, that's what we got going on here tonight. I will be solo casting this, I believe, Hairwiz is going to be casting another series on the Twitch channel here in a little bit. I know there's like three series going on tonight. One of them's a late night, but there's 2 side by side going with each other. So we're going to move over to the draft right now. So so looks like we got a Zach Nocturne and a Moo Moo Ban. Um, on the side of Scorch and Denver Nuggets is banning the Zillion Hui Zhao. I believe Denver Nuggets has played the Swain Zillion bot lane a couple times this season, so uh, potentially not wanting to see that. Sejuani and Fiora picked 1-2 for Red Side on Denver Nuggets. We got Maokai being the B1 pick over here for Scorch. Maokai, Sejuani, pretty just blind pickable junglers. It doesn't really say much about your comp or what you want to build. And we have a blind pick Fiora over here for Denver Nuggets. So they are wanting to play very heavily for topside. Fiora being a melee champion, I think Sejuani can gank her really, really easily. She can get off the passive procs for the Sejuani E real fast. And then a Cassante answer for Team Scorch. Uh, Cassante's known to be pretty good in the fighters, but I think it's still a skill matchup uh, in that regard. And then a blind pick Ari. So we have the whole top side of the map showing for Scorch right now, which is a little interesting. Normally we see at least one bot lane pick to kind of be able to give top side of the map a favorable matchup. But yeah, Maokai, Cassante, Ari. Ari pretty stable blind pick mid. Can kind of play into anything pretty well. And then we got an Echo over here for Denver Nuggets, I believe. Yeah, that should be an Echo mid, unless we have like some Sejuani support things going on. Echo mid and the Ari. It's a really good matchup for Ari until you get her in the side lanes, and then once Echo starts to scale, he could definitely play that split push role. So Denver Nuggets already looking like they're kind of building up a really good 1-3-1 comp, which means I think their bot lane's going to need a lot of wave clear and a lot of stability in this mid game to let these 2 split pushers take some turrets. We have a Senna and a Zyra ban. Senna being played a lot in support, but I don't think it's the most impactful support out there right now. I know Leona and Thresh and Nautilus have been kind of preferred along in this league for just a boatload of CC. And as we say that, there's a Nautilus. And then a Kaisa Ziggs ban from Scorch. That Ziggs ban's really, really smart. I think Ziggs is the one bot laner that can play that role of taking turrets, but still be able to have like a boatload of wave clear and stability. I think Seraphine's the other one that comes to mind. But with them going 1-3-1, Jinx doesn't look terrible here. Like, there's just not a lot of team fighting for Denver Nuggets, so Jinx can be pretty safe to just scale up into this mid and late game. So, and Jinx, Lulu, Jinx Milio, like Jinx plus Enchanter is just a really solid lane overall. Keeps the Jinx safe, allows her to scale really, really well. And it's also just a really good 2v2 lane once they get a couple levels underneath them. I think Milio's a little bit better here. Though I like the Lulu Polymorph, I think, in the Echo Fiora. And then Ash. Ash kind of playing more of the pick style for Denver Nuggets. When they rotate to try and collapse on these split pushers, Ash can provide a lot of vision, a lot of utility for that. But I expect a relatively slow game overall. Coming out of the side of Scorch, like I think they're okay to be pretty self-sufficient. I think all the lanes are very viable, very skill check into Denver Nuggets. Denver Nuggets, they're the ones that are on that kind of timer to get ahead so they can start to let their team comp do what they want to do as far as the split pushing. So that is 2 solo melee laners for Sejuani, so I think you're going to see a lot of attention to either mid or top side. Most likely top side. I think you want Fiora to get off the ground, get a kill, and some pressure underneath her, and then I would expect Denver Nuggets to really push for grubs. I think if they get 6 grubs here, the moment they get a pick or win a team fight, those turrets are going to go down really, really fast. And over here on the side of Scorch, I think if they don't get too far behind and they're just able to plant their feet in the ground and withstand some of the pick pressure and push from Denver Nuggets, then I think Scorch will have a really good position to win this game. They have, albeit not the greatest amount of CC for Echo, they do have enough. And I think these bursty type assassins, even AP or AD, they don't require as much CC to take down as in like a solo queue game, just because everybody's on the same page with comms. I know we've seen Zed and Diana last week ultimately not do well into stuff like Maokai and Lysandra for that very reason. So let's move over here to the client real fast. So, and the overlay is not indicative to these sides, so you'll have Denver Nuggets on red side here and Scorch on blue side for this game 1. So. We're going to try something a little different today. I just got a little bit of background music. Hopefully it's low enough it doesn't get hit by the copyright, but I just feel like it breaks the silence a little bit during these load up screens and dead times when it's only just one caster. It's really hard to come up with a lot of content here, especially waiting for them to load in the client and then the 3 minutes to wait. So yeah, I do like the Milio a lot. I think if it's Ash R, Echo stun, Sejuani stun, if it's not on Milio, I think she has a lot of tools to cancel out a lot of that CC innately. But I think if they jump on Milio with one of those CCs, she just blows up instantly. So. Let's turn that down just a hair. I'm so afraid of the copyright stuff, but I just want a little bit of background music. So. But hope everybody's doing well on this nice, peaceful Friday evening. Again, just to kind of go over the implications a little bit. We have Team Scorch has Denver Nuggets this week. They have Sad Jellyfish next week. So that's a tough matchup right there. And then they end it with Small Brain No Mechanics, who's currently undefeated in Group A. So arguably the top 2 teams in Group A is what Scorch has to go through. Denver Nuggets has a bye on week 6, and Summoners Adrift on week 7. So Denver Nuggets, I think, might need a little bit of help to get into this playoff push. But I think at this point now they're just trying to play spoilers to some of these top tier teams, especially a team like Team Scorch, who desperately needs this win, not only to stay in the playoff race, but for seeding as well going into it. We've got Insane Bananas are on a bye this week for Group A. And then you have Small Brains versus Sad Jellyfish, which is going to be a marquee matchup. I believe that is on Sunday. I should be casting that. And then Summoner's Drift versus Boomer Squad. That's a big game for Boomers to make a push. Right now for Group A, there's roughly load up. Thank you. Right now, there's about 5 teams vying for 4 playoff spots. Sad Jellyfish can get one more win to solidify themselves in there. Small Brains, no mechanics, as long as they don't drop all 3 series, they're pretty well locked in. But it's going to be based on seedings at this point. So the top 4 teams from Group A and Group B will advance to the playoffs. It is a single elimination playoffs. And the first seed from Group A will face the 4th seed to Group B, and then down the line 2 versus 3, and then 3 versus 4 in that regard. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens. I think the top teams in Group B and Group A are all pretty evenly matched, and should be create a bunch of bangers for series. So looks like we are loading into clients. Fingers crossed this should pop up. It looks like, there we go. So let's see, anything interesting on the skins? True Damage Echo. Echo with Ignite. So I think he's looking to abuse this matchup pretty early, which I think he has the ability to do, especially if he gets the wave early and cues it. He could force an early level 2 and get that. So, looks like for Denver, they're having an invade here. Seconds until minions spawn. Which they've already spotted out this invade, so I'd be surprised if they get anything for it. Looks like Scorch is potentially going for a counter invade up top. See what happens here.
Minions have spawned.
Maokai taking the note pot start. He generally clears the all the camps pretty healthy. So it looks like they pinged out Maokai potentially starting bot side, but it looks like he has a wolf start. Halo Blades on Echo leads me to believe he might have started E first. Yep, there it is. But that movement speed by Ari. Oh, and he tanks a turret shot too. That's not good. So this Echo's already at the burn. At least one of the pots, maybe a second one. everything's fairly slow and steady. It looks like bot lane hits a level 2. Got a hook on the Melio. See if this turns into anything. Melio's got the flash. And with Ignite. Oh, there's a fighting up in the top lane. So we got a Melio flash there with Ignite burned on Nautilus from OnlyFans. Oh! It's a very good E by Echo. That is a one small like mid-maxing of this matchup, is if you don't time the charm correctly for Ari, you gotta time it after he dives in, and then once he gets out of charm, he's slowed, so you can W away and not make him waste his Halo Blades. This might be the first Echo mid actually in the league, but off of this pressure, looks like Rusty Crow is invading Winters here on the Sejuani. So let's see what happens. Oh, and he gets this Q smite and walks out with no issues. So that is potentially, yep, a 3-buff start on Maokai, which is going to put the Sejuani behind a lot. So with that kind of pressure, knowing that they got vision on Sejuani, this already started to trade a little heavily into Echo, making him burn both pots there, knowing that he does not have TP. Sejuani's clearing the bot side. Maokai clearing the bot side. Now the junglers are trading off just scuttles. So Maokai still has red buff to go over. Oh, we got a hook here by OnlyFan on Nautilus. This Jinx does not really care. It tanks. Nautilus tanks the Jinx W. So just a very fairly even trade. Jinx traded back very heavily for that. Oh, Maokai coming from behind here. Had a preemptive flash from Ashe, thinking Nautilus was going to go on him, but we got trade up here in the top lane. These top laners are going to want to fight. We've already got quite a few stacks on Cassante for Grasp. But now they're looking mid again. Maokai is potentially counter ganking, setting up. Oh, this is going to be awkward. And that's first blood for the Jinx. Potentially a second blood. Yep. That's an early double kill for the Jinx right here, which is massive. Jinx is definitely the one that you're going to have to play through on these team fights. Especially with the 1-3-1. So, oh, looks like Fiora is going to, oh, maybe trade? Oh, minions? Oh, that's a feels bad. He stopped his back to take that trade too. So, Echo's at this point where he's looking to trade a little bit, but Ari's spacing him really, really well. But Echo's kind of just known to being more of a late game skewed champion. I mean, if you let him get ahead like any assassin, he has no issues doing it. But boy, Ares is trading really, really well on this Cassante. He's getting a lot of grasp procs when we pan up here. So still hasn't backed yet off of that kill gold, but it looks like we got another potential gank here in the bot lane. Rusty Crow putting a lot of resources in this bot lane, trying to cover. Winters just put some pressure down here as well, but Rusty just wants to protect this Jinx. She's got a 2-0 lead, so just want to make sure she maintains that lead. Oh, nice. Just CC layering. He had a positive riposte, or a parry, sorry, on this Cassante, but then he buffered the W well into that. But with this gold, Cassante's got now grievous wounds in the form of Bramble Vest, so I still think he actually pushes away this Fiora a little bit. Speaking of that, just pushing her away from the grubs here. If Rusty Crow can get these grubs, I think that's a humongous win overall for his side. taking grubs away from Fiora Echo is pretty massive. It really hinders what their comp wants to do, especially in this mid to late game. And just taking a look at the gold a little bit, it looks like blue side's up about about 2,000 gold after laning phase, or during laning phase. Got Tiamat coming out by Fiora, so she's definitely going to push in. So, yeah. Got some trading over here by Fiora, but this Grievous Wounds and armor stacking by Cassante, he's just peacefully stacking grasp stacks, sitting on a biscuit right now, so he's okay to just trade a little bit. This Milio Jinx lane is just outspacing them super hard. That's Milio ult to cleanse Ashe ult. They're just going to kite back a little bit. Milio doesn't have W, so that's a big loss for the fight. Oh, we got Fiora rocking ult on Cassante a little bit. Oh, that's a good Milio Q. Good sidestep as well. So a little bit of skirmishing, but nothing's really coming out to kill. Oh, I felt like Echo could have backed there, knowing Sejuani could have came with the R. So Sejuani did miss, it looks like missed R on Ahri during that. Nice E-dodge from Grey Ghost on this Echo. There's a lot of skirmishing, a lot of fighting, but it's just none of them resulting in kills. But Rusty Crow's coming down here with the ult, and it looks like Ares is trying to get a solo kill up top lane against Shiloh. Bot lanes get spicy. Oh, big kill. Oh, but we got the return kill on OnlyFan from Nautilus. That was a really good hook and flash Q'd. Flash auto to get the turret damage and shut down Jinx. So Ares burned and flash just to try and get a sneaky Q trade in here. Fiora doesn't have much lifesteal going towards the Ravenous yet, so but overall I think with Tiamat she's able to stay in lane. Echo potentially burn an ult back here since he doesn't have teleport. Nope, never mind, canceled the back. Ahri's ult still got a few seconds for being up. It looks like since she's got Echo pushing it, she's going to back a little bit. See what Ahri's going for. I've seen Malignant still be the play, but I've also seen Luden's Companion as well. And again, Rusty Crow camping for his bot lane, knowing that this Jinx is now 3-1 and has like the advantageous late game matchup going on. So, but OnlyFan sniffing that gank out, but getting flashed on by Rusty Crow, and it looks like this Nautilus. Oh, it's gonna flash away. So, but now we got Sejuani here. But now Jinx has got the passive, so she's gonna be putting out a boatload of damage. And there's another double kill for the Jinx here. Potentially a triple kill. Nope. This Jinx is now 5-1. This is a massive Jinx. Rusty Crow putting in a lot of work to get his bot lane ahead, so hopefully Boonstra can carry these fights being accelerated on this Jinx. So now this gold leads up to about 3,000. So, decent trade by Echo here, but Ahri's got the ult. Looks like this Jinx actually tried to sneak a rocket in there for that mid lane trade. If that lands, I think Ahri's got a lot of kill pressure there. This Fiora just does not care about this Grievous Wounds or anything like that, so. Nice preemptive W by Cassante, but then the parry stuns him. No W to ignore that. Though with Sejuani being up top and burning that ult to get to kill Ares, Rusty Crow found a window to now take this Earth Drake. Which I actually think I like the Earth Drake on the side of Scorch here. They have Rusty Crow, they have a tank. I think it's going to work out well, but looks like roughly, yeah, grubs are going to be 3-3, so no major advantage there, though I do think Nuggets' comp uses the grubs a little bit better in the 1-3-1. Now we got a fight here for the bot lane, and just, it's too, Boostra's just too far ahead, but this Fiora TPing, if this Fiora got that shutdown, that would have been massive. So Fiora burned in his TP. Oh, nice hook, but then nice preemptive Q from Clyco. Sorry if I mispronounced that. On this Milio. So now we got a fight up here in the top lane. Ares, with the Bramble Vest, got turret aggro. So we'll see if he can do anything. Oh, and this is going to be an ult over the wall. Cassante Gaming right here. Oh, nice kill by Ares. Very well played. He just, up to a point, he just does not care about the turret, so that'll be Winter's falling. Oh, good charm. Good trade there by Tom on his Ahri. So I still think Denver Nuggets has the comp to kill this Jinx. It's just, can they stop the bleeding a little bit right now? It's about a 3,500 gold lead. Just about 3,000, sorry. But that was a nice Maokai ult there to lock up Echo, which Ahri took advantage of with a Charm WQ combo. So it looks like Fiora's down to play for this turret here. So very nice, well-timed Q. Ares did really well standing up against the wall, but now we got another fight in the bot lane. So I just don't, like, Boostra's just too far ahead. I don't know why you keep taking these fights here. I mean, it's IE to Static Shiv. You're just feeding Boostra more gold. But we get a Rift Herald take here on the side of Scorch. And getting that off the map and away from Echo Fiora is really, really big. So Fiora utilizing that TP bot lane to get herself up to Hydra, now looking like she's working towards Trinity Force a little bit. And Boostra is just sitting here just poking away only on this bot turret. On still about a 3,000 gold lead. But we're going to start seeing, I think, these lane swaps come out a little bit once this bot turret falls. I don't think Denver Nuggets is going to be able to hold this bot turret too long. So I think if they pivot Echo down there, he can definitely wave clear against the bot lane. He just can't do anything in the Boonstra yet until he gets a couple items. So looks like Ahri's trying to get a little intel here. And this bot turret goes down the Boonstra. Again, Rusty Crow just covering Boonstra. He knows that he put all those resources in there. It'd be a shame to attack the other side of the map and Boonstra give over like another shutdown or just keep dying. But oh, well played. Well played by Ares. But we got a fight here in the bot lane. Looks like they tried to take a pick onto Winners. But Echo flashing forward to get that kill on the Rusty Crow. But here comes Ares. And here comes Tom on Ahri to fight back. Yeah, they just could not get on top of Boonstra. Milio burned all. Boonstra did not burn any summoners. Left his Fiora bot side to try and get a turret. wasn't worth the TP for her. But this 10-2 Jinx, 10 kills in 17 minutes. It's like it's gonna be so hard to play into this Jinx. So even right now, early enough in the game, that Echo just doesn't have the damage to burst her down, especially through Milio. And you really need this Echo to get ahead to be able to burst through it. Now that he's not ahead, he's been kept down in laning phase. It's gonna be really, really hard for this Denver Nuggets comp. And then it's unfortunate that it's Hex Tech Soul. This Jinx just loves this attack speed. Cassante doesn't mind this attack speed either. It's just a good overall dragon. The Hex Tech given 5% attack speed and ability haste. Like everybody loves the ability haste, but this 5% attack speed on an already fed Jinx that's now sitting at 2 items. It's gonna be so hard. This Echo can't do anything into Cassante either. I mean, he's full armor, and it's just he still doesn't care about Echo. That's the hardest thing of like Echo split pushing, is he still loses a lot to bruisers and tanks. He just can't punch through the amount of health. His W passive doesn't kick in until they're low health, which tanks just have innate healing and stuff like Grasp of the Undying to make them just super tanky. Even though this Fiora is kind of staying side lane, it looks like she's built Trinity Force, so no Hull Breaker just yet on here. I mean, that's a second turret for her, so they might be able to just wait for her to get pressure. Echo still has viability grouping up with 4, having just a lot of wave clear in general. You got Echo wave clear, Nautilus Riptide, a static shit from Ashe. I think they can stall this game out a little bit. Let me curious to see what this Echo's building next. Looks like it's a proto build just to try and get on the back line. But I think the issue with that is you're still just not going to have, you're going to hinder your damage quite a bit. They spotted this Echo cleaning some wards out. So I don't know if they're going to try and chase him or... But now you got Echo on the side lane against Ahri. I think Ahri still has a lot of pressure here. We're kind of right back to where we were at the start of the game, only solo lane just flip-flopped. The full Trinity Force on Fiora. She's still scaling a little bit, but this Rift Herald getting here for the mid push. Fiora's TPing behind. Might be able. Looks like they Nautilus ulted this Jinx. Oh, that's a feels bad. Fail flash by Fiora. So. And here comes Ares on Cassante. Oh my goodness, what a Jinx ult. That's a feels bad. You just can't stop this Cassante. There was so much battling in the bot lane that Winters couldn't utilize, like the Sejuani having 2 melee solo laners in mid and top to set up other ganks. Like, you just had to constantly cover all this pressure from Rusty Crow on the bot side. And I think once the Jinx got the second double kill and got the 5-1, it became really, really hard for Denver Nuggets comp to play into it. Let's see what Team Scorch does with this Baron here. Yeah, ideally I think it'd be Nice to potentially overload side lane. I think Echo can push one more wave there. Everybody's kind of showing bot. You know Dragon's coming up, so get some pressure on that bot turret. So I think it's really, really interesting. Like, this comes back to bite Grey Ghost a little bit, not having that TP on Echo. Like, he didn't have Ignite didn't translate to any kills in the mid lane, so it just became useless after that. But I mean, Chodo's pushing Ares back a little bit. So, but all in all, oh, now they're gonna send 3 over here to Ares. Like, there's just nothing they can do. If it's an isolated 1v1, then I think it's okay. But oh, and there goes Echo. Oh, if he had a chance to ult back, I still think he dies to Rusty. Sorry, I was blanking on names there. But it's a big pickup. Ares with no ult though, but now they see Fiora coming in. Fiora trying to team fight this. Rusty Crow though has so much innate CC with this Maokai. You got over here in the outside Boonstra just cleaning up the bot lane here. Oh, that is now a 13 and 2, 3 item Jinx at a 20. Oh, look at the attack speed. 4.0 attack speed right now, by the way. Guys, you gotta wave mid. This gold lead just jumped up just a little under 10,000 for Team Scorch here. But, yep, there's Emilio ult. Like, if you don't ult Emilio, he just presses R and just cleanses everything. So, you got such a disparity in CS between mid and ADC. Pins, yo, what up? This is Denver Nuggets versus Scorched. Denver Nuggets is on red side, Scorch is on blue side for this game 1. Yeah. I think Ares is ahead enough that he can withstand the push. I don't think he can stop it infinitely, but he can withstand it a little bit. They're both same level. Chodo has a little more on the CS. He's in this Cassante's face. Good trade. He took a turret shot. Trade ult for ult there. You got the Jinx rocket coming down. Oh, and the Jinx rocket from downtown kills this Fiora. We've seen so many good Jinx rockets coming out. That completely just stops Denver Nuggets' win condition. That charm. Good Nautilus ult, but overall it's just they just don't have the damage. Yeah, as Ari just one-shots Echo here with a charm. Ares just does not care about any turrets at all. Yep, and here comes Jinx. That ends up being a quadra kill for Tom on this. This is Jinx attack speed, by the way. Jinx attack speed was is 4.0 earlier. It was probably close to that. But Team Scorch picking up the win here in game 1 on the side of Rusty Crow and Boonstra. Just having really good communication, really good synergy to gank in this bot lane. Let's take a look at a little. Fiora did her fair share of damage, but this Jinx just popped off. It's 4 items at 26 minutes is insane. So, well played overall. And while we're waiting for everybody getting here, just go back and look at the stats here. This last games. Yeah, Fiora had the Hull Breaker, which is probably where she starts to tip the tables into her favor, but that Jinx Rocket just completely halted that. Not that I think the 4v4 in mid goes in favor of Denver Nuggets. I think Scorch still runs them over, but I just... This is the second week in a row we're seeing some like burstier assassin options in mid lane, and I don't know if those are the play. Like if you slot virtually any kind of mage here with wave clear, maybe even something like Lysandra, um, to kind of play this engage, just lock down. But even then, like Lysandra has a hard time engaging in the Milio. I don't know. This could be like an ASOL angle. Potentially, yeah. I don't know. It's just hard. It's hard to really like step into Scorch's comp, knowing that they had such a big lead. I mean, Boonstra comes out of lane like 6-1, 6-2, with a couple of double kills in there. So, but yeah, Rusty on the 0 kills but 16 assists there. Looks like Boostra might have a fan in the chat. Not sure if that's someone trolling him or what's going on with that. I just finally had a chance to read all of that. Interesting. I mean, Boonstra played well that last game. So, here is, for those that potentially joined a little late, here's our game 1 draft, how that shook out. I don't know if Denver Nuggets drafting both solo laners early was great. I mean, I could see blind picking one or the other. I mean, they did have built-in synergy with Sejuani passive, but all in all, it just gave Scorch an idea of what to play and what to do. So, let's go over here to the Game 2 draft. See what comes out of this. So. Alright. Looks like somebody had to BRB for a quick second, so. Oh, new spec. Never mind, they had to remake the draft. So, let's see what adaptation Denver Nuggets makes here. So, alright, draft is starting. Denver Nuggets getting rid of this Zillion. Again, Scorch is one of the teams that have played like Zillion, Swain bot lane. So, just they definitely don't want to see any part of that. You got a Zach Band coming on the side of Scorch, and Hui Band coming on the side of Denver Nuggets. And another jungle band from Scorch, so definitely targeting Winters in this jungle role. See if Nuggets gets rid of this Maokai or Jinx or anything that they felt was annoying or worth the ban. Yeah, and there's a Maokai ban. Yeah, Rusty Crow played really well for his bot lane on this Maokai. Bunch of flash W's and the Q's and just overall pressure. Had a couple good counter ganks bot side as well. So now let's see what Nuggets wants the first pick here. You got Cassante up. You got stuff like Jarvan up. You got there's the Sejuani. So Winter's loving what Sejuani brings to this table. Let's see if they pair it up with dual melee solo laners here. Ziggs from the side of Scorch. I believe Boonstra has played Ziggs a few times in the league. See if this gets locked in. That is a Ziggs lock in. Maybe. Well, we're kind of waiting for this pick. See, did Boonstra. Game on Jinx. Here's Tom potentially on this Ari again, so not even thinking about flexing this Ziggs. We know it's going to be Ziggs bot lane. So let's see what Denver Nuggets wants to pull out here. If they're looking for something tankier, like we got a Fizz pick coming in for Grey Ghost. I believe he played Fizz last week into Akshan. I know that matchup was played, but I'm not 100% sure on the teams. Orange Peel for Denver Nuggets. Yeah, played the Fizz into Akshan. So this team has no issues playing these melee mids or assassin mids. We got a Blitzcrank here as well. Blitzcrank is just a wild card. Just you land the right hook, you I'm reading the chat here. Oh, we got it's original sighting. Alright. We got a Rel pickup from Scorch. Okay. I don't mean Rel's definitely like if she gets hooked then she has tools, but overall I like the thoughts of like Braum or something to be able to lock down this Fizz a little bit more. Unless the junglers are going to bring some CC on Sky to Scorch. I mean, we'll see what Rusty Crow wants to bring here. Looks like he's eating a few more bans in the second phase. And then that's also some bans to Cholovich. Sorry if I butcher that name. On the top side, getting rid of his Fiora that he played really well last game. And Camille. And then there's a Cassante ban as well. Yeah, I think the Rel with Ziggs combo works out. Oh, okay. I kind of like this direction. That is Kindred. So when Fizz comes in, Kindred just drops the ult, and this Fizz is just burning cooldowns and is useless. But also, like, it puts more pressure on this Blitzcrank to land a hook and pull somebody out of the Kindred ult potentially. And now we have a Swain. Denver Nuggets looking like a Swain Blitzcrank bot lane. This is interesting. Okay, so no AD carry, Swain bot lane with Blitzcrank. I see the method. Like Swain E and the W plus Blitzcrank pool. Oh, that's going to be impossible to take down if they lock that in. This does look like a really good Mundo game. Oh, ho ho. For anybody who's kept up with these games, I think Mundo is 5-0 in this league series right now. So let's take a little bit of stock here. I'm kind of curious if it's a Wukong jungle or a Sejuani. Like, maybe I think Wukong top has some value. I think Sejuani might be able to just play the Beefcake War and stack Grasp and go with it. But this Kindred Mundo R4 R5 is actually really, really massive. It gives them a pseudo AD carry since they don't have a traditional one with Ziggs. But then this Mundo, there's just no standard AD carry coming out of Denver Nuggets, so nothing's going to chop down this Mundo. Um, so I'll be curious. I'm also curious to see what Swain is going to build. There's a couple methods to building Swain. There is a traditional like Roa Seraphs. But now you're seeing more like Malignance, Cosmic Drive. I believe there's a Abyssal Mask third variant as well. So Abyssal Mask does have value here since the majority of the main damage dealers are going to be magic related. But there's so much range and mobility of the Scorch comp that we'll see what kind of hooks this Blitz can land here. So let's move over to the client real fast. So, yep. And the overlay actually matches who's on what side. Let's go. It is Wukong top. He played the Fior really well. Let's see if he can create something in the back line and be a lot of disruption. I think Kindred's been played twice this split. I could be wrong on the number, but I know she's been played a couple of times. Don't know the record off the top of the head. Yeah, I actually think there is some value to having Sejuani top. I think it accelerates her tankiness a little bit more compared to like Wukong can be a little more surprising on the ganks. But also like Sej jungle, again she has two melee solo laners there, so like she has value coming out of the jungle as well. Winters played her really well last game. It's just you know, everywhere he was at, Maokai was there too. So I see both sides of it. I'm just curious to see how this goes. Again, kind of similar to last game. If this Denver Nuggets comp can get off the ground, then I think it's going to be really hard for Scorch to chop down some of these beefier members. I mean, you got Swain, you got Sej, you got Wukong. And I do think Abyssal Mask actually has a lot of value here now that I look at him more. So Kindred's really the only AD threat. If you match her marks and keep her down, then she just tends to not do much. So, unironically, I think Scorch is the only team to actually play the Swain bot lane. It was a Swain Zillion bot lane, as I mentioned before, so we'll see if that experience of playing Swain helps them be able to play against it. Ziggs in the Swain like mid lane, I'm pretty okay if I'm the Ziggs on that side of it, but adding these supports here is interesting. So Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that. Penn saying I don't see how they get through Mundo. I don't know how they get through it either. But likewise, I think if they can pick off one of the damage dealers, uh, being ahead to start a fight, like if Gray gets a really good fizz ult and gets the backline out of the fights, this Swain is just gonna stand in Kindred ult and just start absorbing so much health and doing so much damage. And Malignance is still just so good at lowering MR. Granted, it's only like 10, but it does help out. I mean, lowering MR by 10 and then another 30 from Abyssal Mask if he does go that route. I think it could be a long game if Denver Nuggets gets ahead, just because they don't really have any ways to accelerate turret tanking. Yeah, I don't. I think you can. I want to say there's a way of like keeping this Mundo down, but then every time in this league, these top laners are so talented at just cutting their losses and bleeding out really safely to a point that they're still super relevant in the late game. I said I believe when I look back at it, Mundo was 5-0 in this league, and when we had the Midwest Weekly with two top laners on there, they were both just um, really annoyed at just how tanky Mundo can get super early, and then just overall how much damage he can do with stuff like Overlords, Blood Mail, and Heartsteel. So this is going to be quite an interesting game. So yeah, see if Grey Ghost goes Ignite, or if Wukong tries to go Ignite to put a lot of pressure on this laning phase. Alright, now we are getting into games. Let's move over and pull the chat up real fast. I like talking to Pens. He's been regularly quite a big guest into the chat, and actually I grabbed him to do casting, which I do thankful for him on that. Wukong took TP. Fizz did take Ignite. Hail of Blades on TP on Fizz is quite interesting. There's actually Swain didn't even take TP. He took Ghost. I guess the Ghost does make sense. There's a lot of range built into Scorch's comp here. So Ghost plus Cosmic Drive, he's going to be zooming around and getting to that backline really easily. You're never clogging the chat there, Pins. You've been following and being part of this league for a while, so we do greatly appreciate any of the interactions you provide with us, and never know. Maybe we'll find you in the league again next split. Hint, hint, wink, wink. Maybe. You got to install first, though. Alright, so pull the scoreboard up, get rid of the time controls, and we are off and running here with this game. Game 2. I wouldn't I would expect more of a 5-point coming from Scorch, and Denver Nuggets
Welcome to Summoner's
may look
Rift.
to make a plays here. I mean, you did got Blitzcrank. But you're coming in at a really odd angle here. Maybe flash on this Kindred.
30 seconds until
Oh, and got the Kindred. Burn the Ignite on Blitzcrank, though. And that is first blood, unfortunately, over to the Blitzcrank. So I really think this doesn't really net much. I mean, there's... Okay, Boots on Blitzcrank. Boots is pretty big, especially level 1. Oh, that's a missed Q by Ares there. Means he just kind of auto-loses the trade. That was another one. Alright. So Wukong having a really big advantage starting off this lane. Not allowing this Mundo to the back. Mundo passive, though, I think will help sustain a lot in the lane. He is just not letting this Mundo back, which is fair. He's going to eat some briefcases for that, though. Best Mundo skin. I don't care what anybody says. I think there is a world where Swain could go Leandries. I just think he wants more of the mid-game spike. Oh, big E right there. Plus 10 on the health there. And they got to figure out where Kindred was starting at, too, during that level 1 Blitz invade. Oh, big. Missed a little bit of CS there, but he's definitely landing these E's. He's looking pretty proficient on the champion now. Oh. Ahri and the Fizz, kind of a skill matchup. If Fizz gets ahead, can definitely one-shot the Ahri. But Ahri can also like play the predict game with Charm on Fizz Q. So, overall, a little bit of a quiet... Oh, never mind. Every time I think it's going to be quiet and peaceful, then something happens. So, good hook by Blitz. And Swain landing quite a few E's here in the early game. Gets him accelerated. And it looks like the spot lane of Boostra and Kleiko's just respecting these blitz hooks quite a bit. I feel like he could get in there and potentially play the range game. But, oh, good trade by the Mundo, utilizing the W quite well. Mundo having to burn TP early, but he's still even in CS, so that's a pretty big sign there for Ares. Boomstra's doing his best to just play this wave clear game. Fizz could have looked the trade in there just a little bit. Got REQ down, but didn't get the reset on W. Yep. Pretty good to sniff out the gank. Winters was all over bot lane, but Rusty Crow definitely did a lot to counter gank on the Maokai. It looks like they're continuing this trend going into game 2. Oh, good trade. I feel like if he had electrocute ignite there. Oh, don't die to the minions, please. Oh, he's playing a very dangerous game here. Yeah, he's gonna have to back. Him not having TP means he misses his whole wave. I think if he has electrocute ignite there, he at least burns flash, makes his Ahri back. He just plays the back and forth game with her. We see an early Grievous Wounds out of here by Wukong. So that should make him be able to push Mundo back quite a bit early. So, see, where are we at? Well, we got to fight up top side. I won't touch the spectator. There we go. Oh, well played from this Wukong. Here comes Sejuani, though. It looks like this Wukong's just got a chase. Hey, he takes down Rusty Crow off that river. And comes out 1-0, so that's a kill on the Wukong. Wukong slowly like grinding out a lead into this Mundo. Yeah, it looks like they're making a call here to go to Grubs. I don't know if oh, nice Q flash from Winters there. Very well done there by Tom on this Ahri. Gets the kill, so gets one more dash. Winters doing his best to take these grubs. Sejuani generally doesn't take it too quickly, but it's respectable. It's not a brand or anything where he just does all three really fast. Let's see, we got a break here. How many stacks do we have on Kindred? Just one stack so far on Kindred, and about 10 stacks on Swain. So, Boonstra and Clyco keeping their range against this Swain to not feed him too much max health. Pretty slow early game still. 3 grubs on the side of Denver will help get a couple plates here. I think it's really advantage for Wukong here. I don't think Fizz ever gets a spot, but then we have a little bit of a potential. Oh, no, Zig's backing off. I think he just wasn't 100% sure where Sejuani was, or he could have cheated there for another plate. Now this Fizz is level 6. He definitely has a little bit of kill pressure on Ahri here. And she has to stay pretty far back and careful. I mean, you do trade ult for ult when that happens, but Fizz now blowing the E. That he had to flash away there. That was good backup. Kind of baiting out the Fizz engage a little bit. Oh, then during the roam mid, Boonstra was kind of left out and didn't respect the Blitzcrank. This is a very well-placed combo. Potential all-in here? Oh. He's got some anti-heal, but stop Mundo from getting on his passive to get a little bit of healing back. So, see, that leaves Mundo about 1/3 of his HP. About a quarter on this Wukong, so good satchel away by Blitz, or I'm sorry, by Ziggs. He's doing a lot of training to make Mundo like feel pressured, but he's not overall denying any CS or anything like that. But did get 2 kills off river fights. Not seeing as much attention bot lane. But this blitz crank pick could start turning the tide of some of these trades here. If he can get a hook on someone like Kindred or Ahri. So. Oh, nice grab and silence overall. Oh, the Swain. Very well done. That was a big Blitzcrank hook onto the Ahri, and then followed up with a silence. And even when she ulted and flashed back near the wall, Swain was like, okay, you're dead now. But then it looks like this Blitzcrank was trying to find something else. But good W slow by Swain here. Blitzcrank just barely gets out. Oh, what a flash by Boonstra. The flash Q. Okay. That was very well done. I don't think, did he get a shutdown on there? No, he did not. I seen Blitz with 2 kills. I thought he might have gotten shut down. And actually, look at this, this by Blitz a little bit. Bringing the full out Negatron cloak. I swear this item is the most busted thing I've seen into AP champs. You buy this into burst champs like Fizz, like Lissandra, like LeBlanc, Akali, and it's like halves their damage. It's insane. We got a Malignance finished up on Swain. It looks like this is going to be 6 grubs from Denver Nuggets. So a much, much better early game out of this team. But is it a big enough early game lead? They're about 1,000 gold up. Oh, Wukong with a big engage here onto this Mundo. Oh, if the Sejuani King just get involved. Oh, the E. There we go. But then it looked like Ari and Rel moved up, which left this Ziggs alone again. And Boonstra is just not able to do anything when he's left alone like this. And that's also 6 grubs for the bot lane. Getting 2 plates. Rotate this up. Oh, Boonstra was watching the top fight. That's a feels bad. But Boonstra going with the Luden's Companion here on the first back. I like that a lot. I don't think Saris is really worth it here. You're going to die to Ziggs Swain anyway, so you might as well just try to play the space game and pump out as much damage. I also like the added wave clear into relatively a low wave clear comp. So Wukong's starting to lose the scaling war into Mundo there. Mundo looks like he's close to finishing Heartsteel, which will be a big pickup. See if this Blitzcrank can land another hook. Swain's ult's almost up. Look at the Ziggs ult, just does nothing. I don't think the Ziggs is going to be able to do too much without like a Leandris. Well, now we got about a 2,000 gold lead here by Denver Nuggets, so this is they're pushing Scorch a little bit this game. No ult on the Swain, but you're also jumping into, oh no, nice TP by Tom, but then there's a counter gank up topside on Ares. We'll see who gets potentially first turret here. It looks like Denver Nuggets is going to get first turret. We'll see, that turret had a little more health than I thought it would. Winter's going after this Rift Herald. Fizz coming up to help. So, let's see. Is she warding dragon? Yep. So they have tempo to potentially get. And they got dragon set up here. Oh, it's a mountain. Oh, this mountain's big for both teams. Oh, we got an early Abyssal Mask coming in by Blitz. I love this. I absolutely love this. Knowing that the majority of his team's damage is going to be AP, he's like, whoever I hook, I'm guaranteed to die, lowering MR by 30%. So. Oh, nice Fizz ult. Yep, but not oh, nice flash there, but yep. That looks so good from the Fizz up until it didn't. gives Denver Nuggets has a little bit of tempo for this this Earth Drake. I think they're looking to fight this. They got the Earth Drake overall, but then we have a big fight here. See if Swain's just putting in a lot of work here, zoning off the rest of the team. Oh, nice Sejuani ult. Mundo's just not tanky enough to do that. Oh, nice Q on this Blitzcrank here. Do they win? Oh no, she gets a return kill.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
But that gave Boonstra enough time to get the push on the mid lane and get the turret.
Team's turret has been destroyed.
But then Panara's on Swain gets the push on bot lane. So all in all, the Mountain Drake pickup is massive for Denver Nuggets here. And both teams come out still relatively even gold-wise. A little bit of an advantage on Denver. Gold leads now roughly about 2,500, so it's only went up about 300 or 400. Let's see what the itemization comes out, because I think this is going to tell something really big here. Looks like it's going to be Rylai's for the Swain, and Ziggs is going potentially Leandry's. I like the Leandry's pickup by Ziggs quite a bit here. Just to kind of look at. Oh, nice hook by the Blitzcrank, but really well done by Rusty Crow on the Kindred to Q over that wall. Yeah, Fizz is not going to be able to do anything in the side lane. But Wukong, oh, such a close duel. Gets the shutdown on Ahri. That is going to be massive for the split push of Wukong. Is Fizz actually... Oh, I mean, Mundo's healing now. Oh, I think if that Q hits... Oh, does he dodge the Q? He does dodge the Q. Oh, this Fizz is dancing around. Oh, but still ultimately dies to this Mundo. Mundo's got Ghost. Oh. Wow. If he turns that around, that's massive. That Fizz did so much dancing in that duel. If Mundo just lands like one of those two Qs that flew on by, I think he kills Fizz much quicker and he gets out instead of trying to have to fight Wukong. Overall, what a duel. Oh, nice brush camp on the Ahri. And that's a shutdown to the Ahri, so Wukong gets a shutdown off Ahri, and then Ahri gets a counter shutdown right here off Wukong. I'll accelerate the builds quite a bit. Got Profane Hydra, I believe is what it's called. Yeah, Profane Hydra coming out on Wukong, so he's definitely looking to like enter these team fights and being able to assassinate one of the backliners. So take stock after those two trades. We're still looking about 2,300 gold advantage here for the side of Nuggets. So definitely in a much better position this game. I've seen that, Pins. Mundo misses where he pleases. Alright, well, we have a second before this dragon pops up. We have 26 stacks on Swain, so I say that now, and look at this. We got Mundo just running away from these guys. But they lose a lot of tempo here for Dragon. Oh, and they got a counter kill on Swain bot side. So I think Scorch ends up getting... They do end up getting the kill on Ares. But they lose tempo for Dragon. And honestly, like, they could look at Baron, but they do it so slow without an AD carry. Like, if you get Landry's on Swain, then I think he can help, like, DPS it quite a bit, but I just don't know if they do it quick enough. Like, Scorch is already on the way there. That's Zig's ult to help see. This is a big turn here. But, see, I don't think Swain can enter now. Yeah, and now this Mundo just starts to, you know, go wherever he pleases. He's going to start running down this Fizz. This is another briefcase. But... oh, nice. Very well done, waiting for Fizz ult to drop Mundo passive so Blitzcrank can pull him back. But again, Air is creating tempo for objectives. I don't know if he wants to... he goes back over this wall. But Kindred ult comes out. See if he can kill Kindred. Oh, Boostra gets the nice Q kill coming out of the Kindred ult here. Kindred jumps back in to get the smite on the Chemtech Drake. Chemtech Drake is massive for both team comps. If you're talking about damage, damage resistance and tenacity on either side is going to be massive. And then whoever gets Chemtech Soul, the less health they have, the more damage they can mitigate, is also like insanely massive. They just gotta find a way to make these fights a little bit. Oh, and Fizz might. Yep. Yeah, that's a 2-item Ari. Once she lands Charm, you are just dead. Fizz has done like a lot of good things and made a lot of like really good just dance finesse kind of plays, but overall just hasn't found a way to get access to this backline. Even if he does, it's like, how are you killing something Kindred ult? Very well done on the Charm there. Let's kind of scroll and see Grievous wounds. Oh, there's a number. Oh, very well done. Ari ult? I think just ults ahead, kills potentially. Tom on this this Ari's had a lot of good charms, especially in the side lanes. I have a little bit of a slow point. Kindred stacks. Kindred has 4 stacks. Oh, they caught out potentially his Blitzcrank. But the Kindred slow on it. But reverse hook back there. And I think the play kind of dies there. It would have been nice to get out the Kindred ult. Or actually, Kindred didn't have ult. I think they thought the ult was up, so it wasn't worth going after. This Mundo is just pressuring side lanes so much. See, this Mundo has Ghost, but I don't think needs to burn it. And then Boostra throwing the ult around. Ah, that's a little deep for Mundo. Oh, and the Kindred ult. That's a really big cooldown. That's Ghost by Panera on this Swain. Oh. They potentially caught the Ziggs out here, too. This has a really good opportunity of now turning into Baron if they get the backline. But Ari's here now. Oh, what a big Rel ult into a big Ari Q. But overall, it just doesn't do enough. And then Sejuani ult on this Ari. That's... Yep, that's potentially Baron. Maybe a push into Inhib. I don't think... Can these two two-man it? No. Okay. Yeah, I think he's leave Fizz mid lane. Everybody else can start to push. They just do it so slow without needing carry. So Ares is creating so much pressure on side lanes with these Mundo, but that was the one time where they just brought everybody, and I don't think his team was ready to push some of the other lanes, so they were just off tempo a little bit, and Denver Nuggets took really big advantage of that. That is Baron for Denver Nuggets, which is big. mean, Ziggs has a lot of innate wave clear, but he still struggles to get rid of Baron minions. I just noticed that is now Majai's on Ari, but since then she's died, I think, twice. So that is no longer stacked. I'm curious at these, this Serpent's Fang. Like, I don't... What shields is he breaking? Maybe Rel? Or are those significant enough? No, that's an interesting buy. Maybe it's just cheap. He wanted just a cheap source of lethality there. So, it's a very, very interesting pickup on this Wukong. You got Leandries out for Ziggs. It's already done quite a bit of damage in these team fights. And we got a Jack Show on the Swain. I don't know how I feel about this Jack Show. It's like doesn't have very many resistances to Amplify. But we'll see. I mean, Ari has 2 damage, so let's see if this Kindred oh, this Kindred comes in and steals the dragon. That is a massive, massive steal to get them now on Soul Point. Oh, big pick though onto this Ari. Mundo's now pushing bot side here. They're just playing this push and pull game. Mundo's now split pusher. Gotta love it. Now, the big thing is that steal puts Team Scorch on Soul Point here. Like I mentioned earlier, Chemtech Soul on Mundo sounds so hard to deal with. So, got 80 max health on the Heart Steel. Let's take a track of Kindred when she comes up. Again, still 4 stacks. This Kindred's not being allowed to stack. And we got 39 stacks now on this Swain, so almost 500 health, permanent health. I mean, you look at Swain's health bar, he's now 3,400 HP. But I still question the Jack Show, just with Ari true damage. Let's see what Wukong can do. He's still a level up on this Mundo. I don't know if Mundo was planning on this Wukong to do so much damage. But Mundo just runs away. Alright, and like that, he's gone. So Wukong ult burn for Mundo ult. He didn't even burn Ghost there. What the? This dude's so tanky here. And now he just Warmogs those up. And good luck, killed him. Oh, and he sniffed out the 3 people here. Fizz ult. Fizz does have grievous wounds here. So they're throwing so much at this Mundo with a potential fight mid. Nope. And now they get a counter push, but that is Ziggs ult to clear the wave there. Was not enough. Already looking bot side here for a counter push. So I don't know if this Blitzcrank is just waiting though. Oh, so close. Does Ari get this inhib? She takes it pretty slow, but has minions there. So really heads up play by Tem on this Ari to just be able to split push, knowing that they gave up so many resources. Oh, but looks like Rel wanted to dive in here, maybe to start a fight, but didn't realize it was miscommunicated to, because he immediately had to flash out. That's a big cooldown. At least didn't burn the ult, so. But now we got Zhonya's completed on the Ziggs. I don't. Like, everybody's mostly AP damage. But Zhonya's. I mean, you buy time for maybe Kindred to get there, and ult coming out of Zhonya's. I just don't know how I feel feel about this. We got Zanya starting to get built on the Swain. So this is going to be an interesting fight. There's going to be a lot going on. Kindred on 3 items definitely helps her case. The Wits End, I think, is a really, really good pickup. Essentially a fight here. They're TPing in this Wukong, but looks like this Rel got caught out with just a few seconds coming up on this Baron and Dragon. I'm sorry, I didn't pull up the objective timers. My apologies. So yeah, we got Baron in 10 seconds. We got Dragon coming up in 30 seconds. So what do they do here? Now Mundo just solo pushing bot lane. This Fizz can't do anything into him. Well, actually, I second that. Mundo really doesn't have much MR. Here they go, turning on the Baron here. They do Baron so slow, and Dragon's in 10 seconds, so you're trading Baron for Soul. I guess they didn't feel like they could walk into Ziggs, Rel, Kindred, that they just decided to just at least take the trade. Now that is a Chemtech Soul for Team Scorch here, and what's been a very, very entertaining game. Denver Nuggets still looking about 4,000. Yeah, 4,000 gold up. They got a very, very important Mountain Drake, which helps the defensive itemization. But this Chemtech Drake is massive. Let's see, Mundo's gonna chase away this Fizz. Fizz had to burn Flash. But Ziggs responding to the Wukong push. I don't know if Ziggs can do this that safely. But here comes Mundo up. Maybe the trade lanes with him. See, these super minions are still very persistent, even with a Ziggs. See, they potentially get mid-turret off this. Tom pushed out a wave or two to try and buy time on this bot wave. But Denver Nuggets in prime position here to make a team fight. Oh, they caught out Ares. But Ares has Ghost up. Oh, and he gets a solo kill on Ares. The Ares just not building very much resistances, so it's lethality and just overall damage by Ziggs. It's coming in big. Like, I'm surprised with a fairly AP heavy team why they didn't go something like a Spirit Visage or something like that to just not only improve Mundo healing, but be able to just walk through the tank a lot more of this damage. Because now he's also at the point where he's going to be grouped up. He's not going to solo push, so this Hull Breaker might not have the greatest value either. Take a little bit of stock here. Now we got Ziggs looking like he's still not going to finish that Ceres anytime soon. But I think if he went Zanyas, he should have just completed Ceres. You got 2 mana items, so you double dip into that. Window. Ari now completed Death Cap. Magi still doesn't have any stacks on it. Swain with the Zanyas, which I think is big. Now they're looking to potentially turn on this Mundo here. He does not have passive. So, dog pile on the Mundo. Do they kill him quick enough? Wait, can they walk into the Swain? This is a Swain with Zhonya's, by the way, here. You had to burn the Zhonya's here. Boy, we got such a chaotic fight. Yep. Just them not having a traditional ADC. Oh, wait a sec. Tom came in and started wrapping up. Oh, big E by Swain here. Still, again, with the ult going. Oh, massive. And then Wukong just kind of left the fight to go split push. And that looks like Denver Nuggets taking game 2 with a impressive performance by this Wukong top and Swain bot lane. And note, that is Mundo's first loss in this league. So, big game overall. Wukong damage was insane. 47,000, almost 48,000. I mean, Tom on this Ari and Boonstra on the Ziggs, they tried to do their best. And Ares created a lot of pressure in these side lanes, but all in all, he didn't get enough resistances and wasn't tanky enough. Really, really good, impressive win, taking Scorch to game 3 now. So, I'm gonna keep this up while the teams start to create the lobby. My apologies. Went over to the wrong scene here. Some of the in-game stats. And just like that, these teams did not take much time. We already have the draft up. Sorry, let me move this over to this. There we go. So, yep, we're already into draft super quickly. Doesn't look like much of the bans for Scorch has changed. Actually, none of them, if they lock that in. Denver Nuggets still does not want to see anything with that Zillion Volt. Not much has changed on the bans at all, actually. Denver Nuggets taking the Ari away after Rusty Crow gets back on his Maokai from game 1. And Ari Lulu, I like that one too. So again, Ari Lulu. It leads me to believe Denver Nuggets may play some type of like hyper carry. Zeri, Jinx, um, Sivir. Well, there's the Jinx takeaway. Scorch could run back Jinx Milio again. And there's that. This makes too much sense not to do it. What other things could they do? I mean, Jinx Nautilus isn't terrible. Jinx Leona can set up traps. But I still think Jinx Milio, like, it just allows the spacing. Boonstra had a really, really good game on it, game one. And, let's see, on the side, Denver Nuggets, what could we slot in here? Potentially Sivir, Zeri, any other just crit base hyperscaling AD carries. Kog'Maw potentially, as far as on hit. Let's see. Lulu Seraphine. Okay. That is interesting. Lulu shields Seraphine. Seraphine always has double W upright. So it makes some sense there. I still think they lack consistent DPS. They find themselves in a world where they can't take Baron quickly. It's kind of similar to the Swain last game. But I think it's interesting. Their team fighting is definitely elevated there. But now you're showing triple AP on the side of Denver Nuggets. LeBlanc is interesting ban. I think if you ban something like Mundo there, Mundo still loves playing in the AP comps. Really hard to CC him. But the Camille ban is interesting. This could potentially, with double enchanters, even though one's farming, like you make way for potentially like an Olaf angle, or even like a Darius angle, something that loves enchanters. Viego does love enchanters as well. That's another one. It's not something you see too often. Briar's like another one where if you double enchanter with Briar, it becomes very ugly to deal with. Oriana, okay. Oriana's an interesting pick. It's almost like pseudo double enchanter with Jinx here now, so I don't still has a really good amount of magic damage. I like the AP item changes did Oriana well this patch. Oh, no, that would be a takeaway if it's Olaf. I think Olaf's actually a really good spot here. But nope, instead they go for the Ornn, which I do like the Ornn here. There's no real consistent DPS, so taking down this Ornn once you get some items underneath him is really, really strong. So, all in all, I mean, Scorch's draft is very, very standard. Tank top, mage mid, CC bot, / tank in the jungle. But this Denver Nuggets squad, if they get a really good team fight, they can do a lot of good things with their comp. I think the key is going to be this Wukong here. I forget the gentleman's name, and I think I even butcher it. But Chevlo on this Wukong top played really, really well last game. And Wukong doesn't mind like enchanters that much either. So all in all, it's going to be whoever gets ahead.
Fine. I don't need more enemies.
Yeah, Twitch is another one that it didn't come to mind, but definitely makes sense. Reading pins in the chat. Twitch Lulu actually would have been pretty good here because Twitch doesn't open up in any real risky positions. and he stays far enough back with the ult that Maokai really has issues like threatening him unless Maokai like picks him off. But now you have so much range out of this Denver Nugget squad that they don't need to move forward at all. But it's going to be really, really hard for like Maokai Orn to pull the trigger on something like Lulu Seraphine Ari. Like they have a lot of kite, they have a lot of shields, they have a lot of tools overall to just prolong a fight, reset cooldowns, and then start to move back into Scorch. Like they can take Scorch's first punch really, really well here. Yeah, I mean low key Vayne top wouldn't have been terrible here. I don't feel like. I mean, could have gotten camped by Maokai. But I think these two junglers have both shown that they want to fight and defend their bot lanes quite well. Oh. A small potential client issue here. Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Well, no, just bad.
Alright, looks like we are ready. Actually, Airwiz just sent me a message. I would like to confirm it, but I believe that the three series, yeah, the three series that have been played for week 5, this is the third one so far. All three of them have went to game 3. Washed Up took game 1 and forced Team to win the back 2 to win that series, and then Load the Cannons and Zoomers ended up taking game 3, offload the Cannons to win that series. So we have a really entertaining week so far. So hopefully the rest of the week could be nothing but game 3s. That would be insane. Be a lot to go over in the weekly podcast, but makes for some really, really entertaining conversations.
Are you certain? I would wait for you to be better.
And what is our other series tonight, actually? Oh wait, we have 2 other series going on right now. Whoa, busy day. We have Summoner's Drift and Boomer Squad over on the Twitch right now going on. Smoles, the mid laner for Washed Up Gamers, was nice enough to cast that one for us, which I do greatly appreciate that. So that'll be a big match. Washed Up currently sitting at 1-3, and let me double check. I'm sorry, I just said Washed Up. It's Summoner's Drift versus Boomers. My apologies. So Summoner's Drift sitting at 0-3, looking for their first win against Boomer Squad, which Boomer Squad's actually tied right now with Scorch. So, depending on how these two series go, this will, if both Boomers and Scorch unfortunately lose today, then that puts them in a tie with Insane Banana. And Insane Banana is actually on a bye this week, so you would have 3 teams at 2-2. which only 2 of them would make it to the playoffs. And Summoner's Drift would get their first win, and Denver Nuggets would both get their first win. Could make it interesting. They would need a little help to make at least a tiebreaker push for the playoffs, but this makes Group A actually look really interesting. And what is our other Team L versus BBL is at 10 p.m. So that series is just getting underway, which I believe we are just going to pick up those replays and cast over those. I gotta talk to Hairwiz on what the plan is with that. He might be planning on just solo casting them tomorrow. I know he wanted to take a night off, so he was nice enough to ask Smoles, and Smoles was very nice to cast that. So, but we do got a lot of league action going on, and it's just getting more and more entertaining as the sorry, I lost my train of thought there. Milio ult's going to be big for this. Yeah, I think Milio ult's just big in general. But yeah, if Seraphine ult doesn't catch Milio, Milio ult can just cleanse all of that. Okay, so someone was AFK when I started the lobby. Okay, that's cool. As long as there was no client issues. Because, you know, small indie company. So, I'm going to take a couple seconds to mute myself and get something to drink. Alright, guys. Here we go, game 3. Got Team Scorch on blue side, and Denver Nuggets on red side here. Let me go ahead and fix the scoreboard objective timers. Cool chat.
30
Time
seconds
controls
until
off
minions
there.
spawn.
Alright. And actually, let me pull the chat up real fast. We are, I believe, good to go. See, hopefully that didn't mess up the stream. I think we're good.
Minions have spawned.
So, arcane comment on RE, interesting. Not like the strangest thing in the world, but interesting to say the least. Got a big trade up top already. So, Ares kind of already getting zoned out. Grey Ghost also, again, third game in a row, does not take TP. I feel like the first 2 games, it definitely hindered him, but I think having now a ranged mage with access to some wave clear also kind of allows him to do that. See, Wukong taking that turret shot kind of meant the trade was roughly about even, but he still Like Wukong passive does give him some health. And Ori overall, I'll do like Ori in the earlier levels against Ari. Like just the Q poke, QW. Being able to just auto her down with area a little bit. Like, Ori can stand her ground quite a bit. This might be the first Ori we've seen in the league, now that I think about it. And I hopefully see Ori and Syndra and some of these mages get played here, even at Worlds with the AP item changes. I think they feel good enough to warrant somebody trying them. So... yeah. So, fairly peaceful-ish. Oh, big trade by Ornn here. He using his passive to get that Ruby Crystal, gave him a little bit of help there. Nice start to push Wukong back. This is third game in a row we've seen Ares on tanks. Not sure if he just enjoys playing tanks or if it's just what his team likes him to play on, but he's been playing these tanks really well. Like Maokai's potentially trying to set up for a little bit of an invade here, since his bot lane has it pushed in. But I mean, you're in the Seraphine. You don't have much of a window to push her to turret before she just double Qs it back out. So looks like nothing really happened. Both junglers are backing now, try and get their first buy. Potentially first blood here. Oh, he canceled the auto. Oh, that's such a feels bad. He canceled the auto. Well played by both top laners, but just that one small mistake on Ornn to cancel that auto. So we got Shalova on first blood on the Wukong here. We got a massive CS difference starting up in mid, actually. So Ori having that TP advantage, and overall keeping the pressure on Ari allows her to lost chapter on his first backdoor. Ari only had a chance to get boots and a book. So Ari does tend to outscale and create opportunities to pick off Ori, especially in team fights. But Ori in lane is such a hard champion to just move out. And I think having a lack of TP, Tom recognizes that and is able to just take these really strategic trades where he can back in TP and force Grey Ghost to stay there and weather the storm a little bit more. Oh, nice spacing overall by Wukong. He still ended up getting the auto off, but... And here comes Viego. See if he can sidestep it. Nope. Ah! Oh, he's so close. Ares was so close to at least getting one off of that. Oh, nice ult there. Forcing this Ari to flash. There goes over another kill and a plate to Wukong. This Ornn is definitely starting to fall behind a little bit. But we have enough tempo on the bot lane that Boonstra and Rusty Crow get this first dragon. Getting this first dragon away from solo laners who have an advantage like Wukong is really good. Also, like this Infernal Drake will allow Seraphine to be able to Oh, do we see another? Oh, so close. So close. Boonstra hit one of those, I believe, in game 1 to really turn that into the game push. But yeah, Inferno still going over to Oriana is going to feel really, really good. And also being on Lost Chapter to where Ari isn't, he's definitely going to be able to move her around in this matchup quite a bit now. I'd just be curious, like, I know Grey Ghost is a really talented mid laner. I'd just be curious to have the conversation of, like, why just Ignite? Oh, nice counter gank. Sorry, not a counter gank, but nice gank overall by Rusty Crow. Seraphine ult ends up hitting 2. Oh, but this Ari's now way too far ahead. A little bit of a barrier bait there by Boonstra. Ari just tried to roam down to make something happen, but ended up just getting a little too deep. That was a really good coordination by Scorch with Rusty the Flash and W this Ari, but then allowing Boonstra to auto her down. Ultimately, the kill goes over to Maokai. This is kind of a feels bad, but these top laners just will not quit brawling. Jinx, all in all, has a really big CS lead here, too. But there's Seraphine, clearing the wave in 2 buttons. That was interesting. The original Wukong didn't, like, stop the ult. Oh, maybe? Maybe a solo kill here? I thought Ares could potentially, like, flash Q. Oh, but here comes another Jinx rocket. Oh, it ends up running short. But now here comes Winters on his Viego coming up. Nice escape by Ares. These top laners are just perma-fighting. Oh, the Viego stun was just a little too short. Outside of the one gank bot, where they had a party down there, junglers have been a little quiet this game compared to our first 2 games. Now Seraphine's at the point where she does not have to interact with their bot lane at all. Oh, nice dodge. Potential solo kill here. Yep. Very nicely done by, I think it's Tim or Tom on this Oriana. Just playing the spacing game. Dodging all of the Ari's abilities. See the where mid lane is struggling on the side of Denver Nuggets. Top lane is definitely able to play through. Wukong still at this Trinity Force. There's a lot of armor on Ornn. So I think there's windows where Seraphine may be able to do some damage to this Ornn until he starts building some MR. We're looking to dive this Lulu, maybe? Nope. Gives him tempo for this next Drake. That's a Luden's companion on Ori as well. Oh, what a chunk on this Ori. Again, here comes Rusty Crota on this invade. Oh, nice dodge with the W, the proc phase rush, and get out of there. Well played by Rusty on that. Here comes Wukong all-ending this Ornn again. Missed the cannon. This Ornn has so much armor. But... oh, very well done. And he takes Ornn, who's already got a boatload of armor, so he can tank up a few more turret shots. This is very well done by Winters.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
Oriana's still getting crit. Oh! Left the ball behind the turret so he couldn't visually see it, so he thought the ball may be somewhere else. Very well done by Tom on this Oriana again. Where Wukong and Viego are really attacking this top side, the bot side of the map is definitely heavily in Scorch's favor. The Seraphine's starting to pick up a little bit, start to cut into that CS lead just a little bit. It's still about 20. But we do find ourselves at roughly a tie gold lead. So, Malignant's on Ari, now she's got her first item. I think he might be able to see her roam and create a little more pressure on the map if this Oriana takes it back. But this Oriana is just going to keep pressuring her and pressuring her. It's right after Shadow Flame that this Oriana has to respect it, specifically the charm. Especially with no Merc treads too. Looks like Oriana might be going for this Shadow Flame as well. Oh, very well done. Did they go in on this Milio and just one-shot this Milio? Oh, nice! Nice knockup by Ares. But Ari did everything she could to get on this. Jinx kills her. What a TP, what an overall team fight by Denver Nuggets here. Very, very well done. The double bounce house by Ares was well played, and then Ari found a way to get in there and charm Boonstra and Jinx. It did allow Oriana to get a lot of resources on the side of this mid lane turret. Overall, I'm pretty sure she's out. Oh, maybe. Yeah, she's out. A little close there. Big catch on the Grey Ghost there on the Ari. Tried to, his ult was not back up. Now I'm telling you, Rusty on this Maokai, he's had so many flash W's throughout the series. And it's impressive to watch. He just does not hesitate to pull the trigger. I'm sorry, that wasn't even a flash W. He just walked into the brush and got the beat. looks like Wukong diving the back line here. But it's really hard to just dive solo into Jinx Milio. Oh, big Orianna ult to turn this fight around. We went from about a 3,000 gold lead to now we're even to slightly Scorch's favor. A very, very big team fight by Scorch. And that's 3 kills on this Jinx with IE finished. Without much attack speed built into the items. Going IE first. If she ever gets a passive proc, then she can really, really carry a fight. And Viego just chops down Ares on this Ornn, but it was enough for Ornn to get this turret. So this Viego is starting to get pretty big too. As that Kraken Slayer completed. I think Ares is just going to stack a little bit of armor, but for the most part, well, he's going into another armor item. I think he feels like it's going to be enough, enough just flat health to be able to deal with these magic dealers. He might get an MR item, 3rd or 4th. But right now, it looks like he's kind of itemizing for this push against Wukong. Orianna's still very much ahead. This hard. I don't think he want to take that fight. It doesn't look like Wukong's building Black Cleaver anytime soon. Oh, and it looks like they're prepping a dive on the Grey Ghost's Ahri here. Oh, again, nice W. But it was enough for Grey Ghost to get out of there with the Ahri ults. Boonstra looking at top side for that Jinx rocket. Just missed it just ever so slightly. We got 2 items now on Viego. I think he has no issues fighting right now. Nice deny on the red buff. That's a lot of armor on Ornn to fight through. And one thing I hadn't really brought up or thought about until now is we got Ornn items potentially coming in here in the next 6 to 7 minutes, but they're making a play on Ares here. He might, oh, maybe, oh, what a flash in the knockback. He might be able to kill Ahri. I mean, Ahri's true damage. If Ahri misses the return on the Q, he might be able to turn it around, but overall, very well played by Ares on Ornn to get that kill on the Wukong. And, yeah. You're gonna have to burn ult. There you go. We got now second item coming out for Boonstra on this Jinx. Orianna's completed second item with Leanderies. We got a really nice locket coming out of Rusty Crow here. Everybody else looks like they're getting to their core second items here, except for Ahri. I think Seraphine's really, really close. Triple gold here. Seraphine has 1,600 in pocket, so yeah, you'll probably see the complete item here, Seraphine. Yep, there's Seraph's Embrace. Which I actually, yeah, I feel like that's a pretty good item. I mean, you're just trying to delay and absorb damage and cooldown so then you can get through second spell rotations where you tend to fight. So, Winter's doing very well to smite that away and give his whole team blue buff. His team really definitely likes the blue buff. Oh, and that was a missed Orianna. Oh, he ulted the clone. But we got a fight over here in the mid lane here. Ares doing what he can to try and zone off this 3-man squad here. And Boonstra with big, massive ults. Maybe. I mean, they could play through this Viego with a bunch of healing and shieldings. And there's Viego reset. Oh, big. Lots of flashes blown. All in all, Boonstra and Kaiko get out. Here's Tom returning to the fight. Well played by Winters on this Viego. He just gets a couple of resets and he can turn these fights around very easily. We might see an ult here by Oriana. Her ult's coming up here real soon. I think you just play around Seraphine W's here. Seraphine has TP, so we might see another fight here. Yep. Got item advantage on the side of Scorch, but let's see what's going on. Most of the ults are coming back up. I mean, Viego doesn't have ult back up. Decent snare. Oh, Rusty Crow's ult snares most of the team. Oh, what an Oriana ult. We get the double kill here. And Jinx just pops off from there. Yep. Very quick, decisive fight into that choke point. The Oriana ult getting the double kill, which lets the Jinx get excited. And then just does everything to cover that fight from there. And that is Hextech Soul for the side of Scorch. Team Comp really, really loves Hextech. I think when Boonstra played Jinx in game 1, they had Hextech Soul as well. So but now that they actually have a proper EDC, taking down this Baron is definitely much, much quicker. Now we have roughly a 5,000 gold lead. Yeah, just shy of 5,000 gold lead here for Scorch. Which they are in prime position to take this game over. It was very well done though by Denver Nuggets to get that mid turret, knowing that there's bounty gold on it and they've got 6 scrubs, so they can go through it pretty quickly. And we do start to see some MR coming out, and some Orin items too. Someone had a flash. That was Rusty Crow flashing, potentially looking to get a W and start a fight. Jinx has the upgraded IE. Oh, big pick. Big pick on the Lulu here. This Orin's really going to start pushing back this Wukong now. He's got a boatload of armor. He's got an Orn item. Yeah. That's kind of what we expected there. And Jinx getting kicked off with the good excited here. Might potentially transition to top lane here and get another inhib. And they'll have about still a couple minutes before Elder and Baron. So this is a really, really nice push. They have enough tempo to go reset, use all this gold, and make one final push for the game. Yep, all in all, looking about just a little under 7,000 gold lead here for Scorch. Let's see what they have completed. Orange on Jack Show, third item. Jinx's got Phantom Dancer ready. Milio's on second item. Alright, there's so much gold and so much just items overall. Orin, I think, upgraded another item. Let's see if I can get, yeah, Locket got upgraded. I mean, that's a lot of stats there. Same with Infinity. Oh my god, it's 108 AD. I didn't know it was that high. Wow. So, yeah, you'll start to see these Orin items come in on all the team. Scorch. There's potentially a pick on the winners. And Wukong's TPing behind. See if we can make anything happen. Oh, they got a pick on the Boonstra there. So might be able to turn this fight around with some healing and shieldings. Orianna ult still up though, but this Ahri's just not able to do much damage. And that looks like to be the game here. Yeah, they had a really good pick on the Boonstra, but everybody else in that fight has still got a lot of item advantages to them, so they were able to carry that fight. That's now an upgraded Death Cap, which is 190 AP. Whew. And then just the Death Cap passive alone almost gives you another Death Cap. I don't know if they could end on this push. Yeah, they're just going to take the turret. Not having 3 inhibs down is really, really good. This side overall. Sorry, I was looking at the question mark things. Looks like Boonstra tried to fire an ult in the base. Maybe see if he could pick off somebody. But I think most of them are healthy enough that it didn't do too much. The Jinx ult is already halfway off cooldown, so Boonstra's probably just firing it off cooldown. See what he can find. But looks like we got an Elder fight here. Not having all 3 inhibs down means it's only just a single super minion pushing in the wave, which helps out Denver Nuggets quite a bit to get some tempo. But looks like Winners was trying to brush hunting and got caught here. So this Orange just frontlining everything right now. Oh, big Seraphine ult if they can do something with it. Oh, but Milio ult just heals all of that damage back up. That might have been just a Milio ult in the fight they were looking for, but ultimately couldn't capitalize on this. This Elder Drake is going to mean Scorch is going to have a very, very easy time just mopping up Denver Nuggets on this. 700 AP on Ori, 275 AD on Jinx. So there's just so much raw stats now coming out of these Orin items. I mean, he's fully upgraded everybody's item now. Yeah. Oh my god, 95 armor is insane. Oh my. And they just make one final big engage here to try and pick off everybody. It looks like it's not enough. Yep. The Ares on this, oh, big ult. Potentially kill him in the, yep. And that's Scorch taking a decisive game 3 over Denver Nuggets here. Very well played. Let's just pull up the stats one last time. 29,000 damage from Ornn. Holy cow. That's a lot of brawling. A lot of stat padding there. The Seraphine still put up respectable amounts of damage as well. So, all in all, that improves Scorch to 3-1, and Denver Nuggets, unfortunately, to 0-5. So, I think this officially eliminates Denver Nuggets out of the playoff race, and puts Scorch decisively in the standings for Group A. So, yeah. So thank you guys for joining. Hopefully the games were entertaining on this Friday night, and we hopefully should have the VODs. Should be on YouTube relatively quickly. So if you want to watch some more LOL Midwest Week 5 action, you can go over to the Twitch stream where Smoles is casting Load the Cannons versus Zoomers right now. So go over, thank him for casting, enjoy it. That's another big series for the I believe it's Group B standings. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, both teams are tied with 2 wins, but Team L only has 1 loss, so big back laners can make a push here to potentially put themselves in the playoff race for Group B. Group B can get very spicy very fast when it comes to the playoffs, and there's still a lot of teams that play each other, so could have some interesting tiebreakers if that happen. But all in all, congrats to Team Scorch for taking down the win. Let me see if potentially might get an interview. No, it's a little late for that. So, all right. Well, everybody.